Yo, what's good? It's Winstora, and this is my review of Stray, developed by BlueTwelve Studio. This game was easily one of my most anticipated games of 2021. That's right, this little game about this cute little cat was one of my most anticipated games of this year. Yeah, a lot of y'all might not know that about me, but I absolutely love cats. And while I expected this game to just be this lighthearted, game that's kind of goofy about cats, well, I did get a little bit of that, but also so much more. This review is gonna have no spoilers. Let's get into it. First thing, let's talk presentation. I did play this on the PS5, and graphically, I'd say it's good. Not amazing, but nowhere near bad, just good. With solid performance, not a single frame dip at all. However, I give this game actually high points in the presentation department because the art style and art direction in general in this game is just absolutely beautiful. The city and village settings you find yourself in just look amazing, and each of their themes is absolutely nailed from this little cat's perspective. The beginning city is this area that's supposed to be like, the slums or lowest rung of this massive multi-level city, while in areas, it does have that really rundown feel to it, they still manage to put in pockets of like cheerfulness and hope, and most importantly, make the place feel full of life despite its inhabitants being robots, actually. I also cannot sing the developers' praises enough when it comes to the robots that you interact with. Most of them being companion robots, I believe they're called, to also interacting with your little robot drone buddy that you find early on in the game. All of them are capable of making a lot of expression, so much expression with just minimal movement or change of actual facial expression. And it's really awesome just how lifelike the devs actually managed to make these guys feel. And in spite of there not being, really any actual voice acting, walking around and talking to all of them and learning their stories, currently as well as how they came to be, I grew to actually care about each of them. They have clear, distinct personalities, and while some may look similar, there's so many little or big variations to them. How they're designed, they're always really fun to look at. As I said in the intro, I do really love cats. I have two of my own, and man, you can tell these devs either really love cats themselves or put everything they had into researching them, or both, because they absolutely, nailed the mannerisms and overall whimsical nature of cats, I'm telling you. To everything from how they, strut about, to how they walk with a limp when they're hurt. The main character, which is, this cat, is so well done and lifelike in its mannerisms, I was in awe. And I mean it. There were so many moments, while me and my wife were playing the game together where we couldn't help but go, aw, whenever the cat would do something cute. And to get into gameplay, the cat can do a lot of cute things that are just fun and relaxing to engage with. Yes, in terms of playing the game and just progressing, the cat controls phenomenally. It controls really well. Its ability to jump and climb, about the various heights of the levels, it feels really good to control, as does running around, evading enemies, and racing towards objectives. A real kicker though is, as I said, some of the simpler things that you do both in and out of making progression towards the main game story that is just cat things. This is somewhat amplified by the fact, again, I was playing with the PS5, so the DualShock 5 controller did make some experiences better, such as, messing up someone's couch by using it as a scratching post. The individual vibration motors in each respective side of the controller was firing off separately to mimic that scratching feeling on each paw. It was kind of funny, but also really immersive, as well as having this dedicated meow button for no good reason other than it's fun, and sometimes it's used a little bit for gameplay. Again, immersive and just cute, with the meow actually coming out of the controller speaker. This isn't just a game that uses a cat as a gimmick, is the point that I'm trying to get across. Outside of just messing things up for fun, as cats tend to do sometimes, Puzzles are even solved by thinking like a cat, such as climbing up somewhere high to knock over a box playfully, but discovering something inside of the box that you actually needed to solve a puzzle. It all works together really well. The game has a good balance of different types of gameplay that keep you engaged for the game's short but satisfying length, none of which overstay their welcome. You know, there's adrenaline-filled sections where you gotta outrun enemies towards a goal, stealth sections, puzzle-solving sections, city exploration bits, talking to NPCs and completing tasks for them occasionally, cat parkour bits to advance to new areas or explore where you're currently at. I'm really surprised just how many different types of gameplay that they actually managed to fit in this game, given that I beat it in about 5 hours-ish, with all of them feeling executed really well and controlled very tightly. I'm really impressed with that. Lastly, without spoilers, let's talk story. I said in the beginning of this review, I expected this game to be like a, lighthearted experience for people that like cats, that's just overall kind of cute and a nice, relaxing time overall. And sometimes, you might be running from robots or little ball-shaped creatures, at least judging from the trailer, but that's about what I expected. And yeah, I did get that, but I also got so much more. I got a story about a world that was lost to time, yet still full of life because of the robot inhabitants left behind. Said story being incredibly interesting to piece together yourself as you learned what has happened here over the years to this city teeming with mostly only robotic inhabitants. Even as I was writing the script, I was recalling the events of the story. I was being reminded of just how much this little cat's adventure stuck with me. I grew to be deeply interested in this world, its events, the robot companions I interacted with and learned more about, both minor side characters and major ones. I grew to care about them and all those other things just as much as the little cat itself. And it overall presents a story that pulls on your heartstrings and takes you for highs with legitimately funny and cute moments, but somber and enjoyable lows, as some of its moments are definitely tearjerkers, especially the ending. The story overall is one I'm really glad I experienced, even if I did end it crying and smiling at the same time. It was very well crafted. I give Stray overall a 9 out of 10. And that's my review for the game. I potentially didn't touch on every little detail, but these were the things that stood out the most to me. And this review came from the heart as I consider this game truly special for the handful of hours I was playing it. And I really believe it'll be one of my favorite games of all time. Even if it isn't the most technically amazing, and if it's honestly quite simple at its core, it's still gonna be one of my favorites. As someone who likes cats, it was really enjoyable, but it also strove to do more than just using that gimmick of having a cute cat as the main character for this silly adventure. And the developers' efforts in trying to showcase that really shine through in this game. Again, y'all, I'm in store. If y'all have stuck it out to this point of the video, I appreciate y'all. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you think about the review or the game itself. And yeah, I'll catch y'all on the next video. Be easy.